Buenos días y bienvenidos. Hoy vamos a añadir algunas palabras in nuestra sección de meta language. Today we're going to add some entries into our meta language section. So go on ahead and turn to the back of your notebook. Necesitas tu cuaderno y un boli o un lápiz. So using your pen or pencil, we're going to add several entries here. These are verb-related entries. Now I know that the verb is the action word in a sentence. What you might not know, though, is exactly what a verb stem is. Verb stem is what's left over after you remove the AR, ER, or IR from the infinitive form of a verb. Infinitive form of a verb. So I will give you an example. For example, hablar becomes habla, H-A-B-L, after you drop the AR. Our next entry is this word here. Infinitive is a very long word. We use it quite a bit. And you need to be able to recognize these when you see them in your studies. So that will be our next entry. Skip a line. And as always, we're going to add our word I-N-A-F-A-I-N-A-I-T-I B corta E. Infinitive. Now, an infinitive is the basic unconjugated form of a verb. En español, todos los infinitivos terminan en AR, ER, o IR. In Spanish, all infinitives, every single one, infinitives, end in AR, ER, or IR. This is the dictionary form. So if you look in the dictionary, you won't find a conjugated verb. You'll find a word that ends in R. This is the dictionary form of the verb. Okay? And when you translate an infinitive into English, all infinitives translate as to blank. And I'll give you an example. Translates as to blank. And this blank will always be a verb. So to verb. To verb or not to verb. For example, we'll go back to our example verb of hablar. Hablar. En inglés se dice to speak or to talk. So in order to use this in a sentence in English, we take the to off. In Spanish, we take off the last two letters, AR, ER, or IR. Now this last word here, unconjugated, is a really fancy word. So if we take a look at the verb to conjugate, which to conjugate is an infinitive, It is a very fancy word for something very simple. So skip a line, add conjugate as your next entry. And the deal with conjugate is it means to change the verb to match the subject. And for example, hablar, when conjugated for yo, becomes yo hablo, because you drop the AR and you add the correct ending to match the subject, just like it says in our flip book en la página 12 on page 12. Gracias y adiós.